That is bizarre. Stopped moving and the mosquitoes came in, so time to get moving. Greetings from Dystopia, episode 107. For the birds. That goes both ways, for the birds in the woods and the birds in people's heads. I managed to get some audio of it, so I'll overlay it here, but when I first came into this piece of wood, you could, so there was a flicker back over this way, a flicker back over here, a flicker back over here, and one back in this part of the wood here. And they were just going back and forth, and it gave this like jungle feel. With that cheet, 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 real loud, you know. It was pretty funny. It made me laugh. But now they've gotten all quiet, probably because I started talking. But there's some pretty cool trees here too in this part. Granted, they're dead, but sometimes I love to see these older trees. There's something about the structure that they give in the woods. Just heading out for a walk. Ooh, it's wet in here. Did get a little bit of rain yesterday, last night. I'm having to keep an eye on not stepping into a mud puddle here. It's funny is this is a trail I walked down with you guys. It goes right around this palmy looking thing and back that way. But it's all grown up, so no people are walking it, just animals. But I figured it's a good day to explore a little bit. It's cooler in the woods anyways. It's extremely hot out there, but it's nice here. So this is more for me to look it up later. I'm not quite sure what that is. It doesn't look like a lily, but yet the pods, the flower pods, are very reminiscent, to me anyways, of a lily. Maybe they'll start back once they get used to me being in here. Yeah, my feet are going to be wet. So this is definitely an animal trail now. In the mud puddles, I'm not even seeing footprints other than, you know, the occasional deer hoof. Yeah, I've talked about that before, where I never really noticed flowers until I got a little older. Got a squirrel heading up that leaning tree. He's right there in the, right about there. Just kind of sitting there looking at me. There he goes. But yeah, birds, I never, you know, I knew all the common birds, the seabirds and kingfishers and stuff like that, but never really paid them much mind. Now that I'm older, it's like, okay, what call was that bird? And what's that bird? And what's that bird? All right, let me get back out of this, so we're into another more open section to give you guys a little bit of something to look at. This is really condensed in, which I kind of like. It's comfortable, but it's cooler in the woods, so seemed like the best place to walk today. I just heard a couple pileated woodpeckers, pileated, however you want to pronounce it. But they're back this way, a good bit of ways. I thought they'd all be gone by now, as they moved back up north. But yeah, it sounds like there's a couple in here still. Maybe I can get some sound of them in a little bit. It's kind of cool to stand out here. Cicadas are finally starting to sing here. They've been quiet so far this year. I have another light bird call back this way that I don't know. Sounds like they're going pew, pew, pew. You know, like pew, pew. All right. So yeah, I'm going to get out here. I'm going to finish my walk. I'm following this one trail around the, this would be the west side of Spring Hole Creek. Just kind of moving through the woods. It's a little warmer here because it opens up for the creek, so you get a fair bit of heat coming into the woods. But if I get about another 20-30 feet that way, the temperature drops where it's cooler. So I'm getting closer to this guy. I guess he's getting... So I got one over here, big one right here, a bigger one back over to the right. Just got dive bombed by a couple monarchs. A squirrel down on the water's edge. When I first looked over, I thought it might have been a weasel. We have, I think, 2 species of weasel, or maybe 3, here in Illinois. And I do see them every now and then, and I see martens every now and then too. M-A-R-T-E-N-S. But usually not so much around here, a little farther north. Yeah. The old trail changed. Now I'm trying to find my way back across the creek. I could, maybe, let's see. Yeah, I'm not feeling too confident about crossing that pile the more I look at it. Whole bunch of the emerald damselflies. I think they're just the prettiest thing with those jet black wings and that emerald green body. Alright, let me find a way out of here. All of the orange daylilies over there. Ah, yes. I remember this trail. It's amazing what kids with a can of spray paint will do. But yeah, I got a message asking about had I decided what I was going to do for episode 108 or episode 100 on YouTube, which is tomorrow. I figured we'll just go back over to Redgate Woods. Haven't been there in 6 weeks, I'm guessing. So we can, it seems kind of fitting to go back there because that is essentially where all of this started. You know, the first episodes I filmed, the first lives on Facebook, I think every one of them was done in Redgate, back up off the trail, the main southern trail, which is a 12-mile loop. That was my, God, I love that place in the winter. That preserve is just epic in the winter. It's beautiful and it can be slick, you know, really slick, where the snow starts to melt and it packs and it becomes just sheer ice going up and down the hills. But, you know, trekking poles and a good pair of winter boots is not that difficult, but it made for some, yeah, some really beautiful walks this winter. Cold walks, but the coldest by far was out at the Rookery. That was the day it was 7 above, but a wind chill of negative 23, I believe it was. There's a photo of me with my cold weather gear that shows up in episode 100. Towards the end, I made a meme out of it. But that was taken that day. Now, 3 times my steps for the day. But yeah, that was taken that very day. because it was cold. I did have to laugh the other day. You know, usually I come out of the woods and I'm fairly religious about tick checks, you know. So it's like I'll just spin around and, whoops, start checking for ticks and scratches and anything I need to doctor up. But I missed one the other day. And he'd already gotten his head into me. It's not bullseyed, but that one still made me laugh a little because I'm fairly religious about checking for ticks. And the one day I didn't, is when I got one. Alright, so I stopped to just take a breather here before I head back to the car on that last little push. I didn't bring any water with me. I'm not in trouble. It's just, I'm thirsty right now and I wish I would have brought it. For right now, I'm going to do the final push back to the car. See you in a few. Got a lot of popcorn clouds forming. Just means we're probably pushing in for a good chance of rain later on. Nothing's shearing the tops. You remember a week ago I showed you these weeds and they were about, well, just at waist high, hip high? I told you they get big. Alright, I'm back in the car. I have been on a 15-minute rant since I got back in the car. I made the mistake of looking at Facebook. Oh, for the days of Google+. They'd be like, oh, you unfriended me because I'm conservative. No, I unfriended you because you're an idiot. Anyway, I'm done. That's enough of my ranting for today. You know the drill, right? Be good, be well, wear the damn mask. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye, guys.